Hey everybody, we are back after a little bit of a break. We didn't have any Facebook Lives for 2 weeks, so we are happy to be back, and we have a really hot topic today, which is all about meal plans, the pros and cons of meal plans, why we don't recommend them. Actually, there are some pros, but mostly cons in our opinion, and what we recommend instead. So if you showed up for this Facebook Live, thank you so much. I'm Adele Frizzell, and I'm here with Tiffany Buck. So let's talk about meal planning, the good, the bad, the ugly, and why we don't really recommend them. What?
Everything you may not want to hear about meal plans.
Yeah. Why did we choose this topic today?
Well, honestly, we get a lot of clients that come to us and then they think that we give out meal plans and they get a little frustrated when they don't. They're like, well, I did a meal plan before and it worked out great. Well, that's where I kind of go, but did it work out great? It may have worked out well while you were following the meal plan, but what happened once the meal plan was done? How were you able to use that meal plan to transition to real life? Because realistically, we're not going to follow a meal plan every day for the rest of our life. Why wouldn't we want to do that, Adele? Why do you think that you would not want to do that?
Because I don't think I don't think a meal plan fits my lifestyle, my preferences. It's not going to help me when I'm on vacation, traveling, eating out at a restaurant, celebrating events, at a wedding. Like, what do you eat when you can't follow the plan?
And then some people get really frustrated when they can't follow the plan and they're like, well, I can't follow the plan, so I'm going to have 5 slices of cake and 5 alcoholic drinks and the scale's going to jump up, right? So it's not beneficial long term. So, and we really want to focus on those habits. And, it's one thing that you say all the time, Adele, and I love this phrase. You say, I don't want to give a woman a fish. I want to teach her how to fish. That way she has the knowledge, she has the tools and the capability to provide for herself in those moments.
Exactly.
I love it.
Okay, well, let's go through some of the pros and cons. So I guess let's start with the pros. What are some of the benefits of a meal plan? Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. So one of the big benefits of a meal plan is they provide structure. And the reason that this can be good is if you're brand new to dieting and you're just not sure what to eat or how to hit your goals, then it can be a good place to start as kind of a guidepost. And it gives you an introduction into more of a balanced way of eating, because most meal plans, they're going to have a good mixture of protein, carbs, and fats. So it's a good way, like I said, to get started into diet, healthy lifestyle type of eating.
Yeah. It's like set it and forget it. It's a routine.
Yeah.
Another thing is they're specific, right? So they're going to provide, like you mentioned already, similar, like hopefully well-balanced macros, but honestly, not every meal plan that you get on the web is well-balanced. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But you're going to hopefully get a balance of macronutrients and micronutrients, which are your vitamins and stuff, daily. And it also might help with your meal frequency. If you tend to skip breakfast or you've got some snacky habits, if you follow the plan, you might find yourself actually getting in 3 square meals a day and a snack. And that might actually help your energy and stuff. It sort of forces you into a pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. Another big one is meal plans are straightforward. They are what they are. You know what you're going to eat. There's no thinking required. You pull it out of the fridge, it's ready to go. So it can be helpful on those busy days. Say that you're somebody who has a lot of, like, you have kids in school and you have a lot of after school activities, or you're very busy throughout the day. It can be helpful in those situations. So, because you don't have to stress about what to eat, when to eat. I don't have time to cook a meal. How am I going to get this food in? I'm just going to go through the drive-thru and get a Big Mac. It helps reduce that significantly.
Yeah, it's straightforward because you know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and you don't have to like take the time to think about what you're going to prepare for food. Exactly. Straightforward also means just, if you're a busy person, you don't have to think as much about it, which can, some people like, they like being told exactly what to do. you know.
Yep.
With that said, I'm curious, anyone out there listening, have you done a meal plan before? Did it work out well for you, or was it a bomb? Comment below. I'm super curious.
Did it work out well initially, and then
yeah,
you
that can
kind of
happen
found
too.
yourself back in the original position you were in?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some of the cons of doing a meal plan. You know, yeah. Do you want to start it off?
Sure. So one of the big ones is that they can be very rigid. You're eating the exact same thing every single day. Some of the box cutter meal plans that you can get online is, oh, for dinner, you're going to have chicken and rice and broccoli. For lunch, you're going to have chicken and rice and green beans. There's no flexibility. It doesn't allow you any freedom. It doesn't allow you to have any treats, really just, it can be very taxing mentally eating the same thing day in and day out. And I don't know about you guys, but I get burnt out eating the same thing over and over and over again. I like a little bit of variety in my foods, and sometimes meal plans do not offer that.
Yeah. And sometimes the meal plans are just plain weird. Like if you got a meal plan from someone off the internet, they might be anti-dairy and you're fine with dairy. But now you can't have any dairy because that's what their meal plan specified. Or there's no room for treats. There's no room for a glass of wine. Or they got you eating like 12 almond crackers because they're anti-gluten, right? And you're like, now I got to buy these weird almond crackers I don't even like. And that's what I've felt personally was like, oh, these are not really foods I would normally eat. And sometimes they're really expensive too, because you're shopping for like, I find that some of them are like all organic and specialty foods and things you would never normally stock in your cupboards, and some of the meals can be a little bit arduous to create as well with very strange ingredients. So yeah, just they don't suit your personal preferences. You're following somebody else's idea of what a day of eating should look like.
Yeah.
Well, I think another problem is and you kind of touched on this, Tiffany, is some of these meal plans can lead to this all or nothing mentality. Like if you miss a meal from your meal plan because you were at a wedding, right? You might feel lost. Like, okay, well, what am I going to eat at this wedding? And that can lead people sometimes to give up because it's like, if I can't do this meal plan perfectly, then I'm just not going to do it. And we're really against that kind of black and white thinking because that perfectionist mentality is super, super common. And people don't make progress that way.
And it's not maintainable. Realistically, it's just being perfect is never going to happen. It's just not. Nobody in life is perfect in any category of life. So
if you can't be perfect, this is a good point. And nobody can be perfect for months and weeks and weeks. If you can't be perfect, then do you know what to do when you can't be perfect? Like there's situations where you can only do the best job you can in that context. And we always say there's good, better, best. And sometimes your best is good enough. So how do you know what to do when you can't execute on the meal plan perfectly? Yeah. Well,
so the next one we have is they're unrealistic. They don't allow for long-term educational flexibility, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. We want to teach you guys how to make these changes for the positive, for the long term. We don't want to just have you be successful while you're in this program. That is never our goal. We don't want to say, oh, hey, you're with us for 12 weeks. All right, get out of here. You're on your own. We want to make sure that you guys leave the program with the knowledge, with the tools, and with that sense of power to take control of your life and to be able to make those food choices that fit your goals, that fit your lifestyle, because everyone has a different lifestyle. Everyone has different food preferences. If you buy a food plan, and as Adele said earlier, it's somebody who only eats organic food, that doesn't mean that you have to only eat organic food. Maybe that's not realistic for you. Maybe going dairy-free is not realistic for you. So another big thing is that people, they come off of these meal plans and they do tend to gain back any weight that they lost because they go back to eating the same way they were eating before. And when you do that, there's going to be a little bit of a jump back. So whenever you think of your nutrition, it shouldn't be just a temporary change to lose weight. It should be a long-term sustainable change to help you keep the weight loss off.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
Thank you.
Another one is people can miss out on certain macros or have certain nutrient deficiencies if they're eating kind of the same foods every day, or if you get a meal plan that says no fruit for you, or no gluten, or no dairy, or is a low carb or a keto approach. And so what that means is you might develop nutrient deficiencies. You might be missing key vitamins and minerals for your overall health. For example, if you went on a juice cleanse as a meal plan, you're going to be missing out on fiber. You're going to be missing out on protein. And so if you did a very low carb one, those are typically not sustainable. Even people who enjoy keto cannot sustain keto forever. What happens when you want a beer? What happens when you want a banana? Now you're knocked out of keto, right? And so what happens is you can become less metabolically flexible as a result. We see our clients who've been low carbing it for a while. They need time to adapt to more carbohydrates in their diet. Or the scale jumps up pretty quick. So there's different things that can happen when you are following a meal plan that isn't balanced with carbs, protein, fats, fruits, and vegetables. And as we're fond of saying, no bad foods, right? Like there's room for everything in a healthy, well-balanced diet. Ideally, you want your diet to sort of be reflective of your personal preferences and include treats and include the ways that you naturally eat. So if you enjoy a sandwich, you'd want to be able to have a sandwich on your meal plan, but I don't know too many meal plans that would have a sandwich. So,
Yeah, a lot of meal plans that I've ever seen, they include like a lot of salmon and a lot of like things like that, a lot of chicken and stuff, which chicken is great. But if you're a person like me and you have a hard time eating seafood, that would not work out for me very well, right?
Yeah.
So not realistic.
So, some more points about meal plans that you should be aware of and why we don't recommend them. Hopefully you get a sense of I think that the negatives outweigh the benefits. One is a registered dietitian is the only one who's able to actually give out a meal plan in the US. Even a nutritionist who is different from a registered dietitian is not allowed to create and give meal plans to clients. A lot of meal plans that you get on the internet are just cookie cutter, one size fits all. So they're not always going to be suitable for you personally. And for you to get a customized individual meal plan, you need to work with a registered dietitian. Any more thoughts on that, Tiffany?
No, I think that's it. I think that it's anytime that someone's claiming that they're able to give you a meal plan, double check their credentials, ask to see their credentials, because if they don't have that already, then they're not legally allowed to do it. And the reason why you want someone that's legally allowed to do it is it goes back to those nutritional deficiencies. Cookie cutter meal plans, they tend to cut out a lot of things that they cut out a lot of variety. You're eating the same thing day in and day out. And that is not always going to hit all of your nutritional needs. For example, we tell our clients, eat the rainbow. Well, if you're eating a meal plan and they give you chicken, rice, and broccoli every day, that's green and white, which the rice doesn't really have too much in it. But basically, all of your micronutrients are coming from the broccoli. Where's your other colors? Where's your different vitamins that your foods can provide? You're missing out on a whole lot of just variety in your diet there.
Yeah. And so some people might say, I don't care. I just want to lose weight as easy as possible. And I just want someone to tell me what to do. And we won't tell you. We will give you a macro-based plan. That's what the approach we recommend. And sometimes there's pushback with people because they're like, I don't want to learn about macros. Just tell me exactly what to eat and when and how much. But I hope you understand now that you can get it. If you want something easy right now to follow, it's it's going to bite you in the butt later when you're done the meal plan, or when you're traveling, or when you're on vacation. So what you need to do is do a little work up front to learn how to track macros, so that you can eat whatever you want and know how to maintain your weight loss or lose more weight or whatever once you've learned how to track macros.
And the great thing about this approach is that once you learn how to create your own macros, you can create your own meal plan.
Exactly.
Based on the knowledge that we're giving you. We're not saying that you have to stay away from meal plans altogether, because creating your own meal plan, a lot of people do fantastic on that. But we want you to have the knowledge and the understanding on how to create that meal plan based on your macro goals, so that that meal plan specifically hits your needs, not Joe Schmo's needs off the street. Hitting your needs at the end of the day is what's most important.
Your macros, your preferences, your lifestyle, all of that. And, you know, a lot of meal plans, they might be, here's a 1200 calorie, here's a 14, your calorie needs are going to be different too. So when we create macro plans for clients, it's based on the calorie needs they need according to their goals, whether it's dieting, maintenance, etc., based on their body weight, their protein needs, and then you can take it from there. So we have some resources for you, and you are welcome to them. Just comment below if one of these interests you. Do you want to mention what they are?
Yeah, so we have our 1-dish recipe pack, which is a free bonus that you guys can have if you want it. Just say, hey, send that to me in the comments below. We also have our high protein recipe guide. That one is not free. It's $15. However, inside of that guide, it gives you 50 plus recipes. It covers breakfast, lunch, dinner. It gives you a sample meal plan so that you could actually see how they use those recipes and kind of swap them out to get a little bit of variety throughout the day. And it gives you a great way to really think about how to plan out your meals. So that's a good resource. Again, that's a $15 charge for that one.
I just want to add that we use those same recipes for our cooking workshop, and people love the recipes. And those meal plans are generally 1,200 to 1,400 calories a day. So they're on the low end. You might need to add a snack or increase the portion size to have more calories. Because again, it's not customized to you. It's just to give you an idea.
Yeah, it's a sample just to give you an example of what it could look like. Always, always, always modify these things so that it fits your goals. The other thing that we have is we have a protein packed guide, which is basically it's full of foods that are high protein.
Oh, the protein packed breakfast recipe guide. So a lot of people got those when they joined the Facebook group, but people who had joined the Facebook group a long time ago never got that. So if you would like that high protein breakfast recipe guide, comment below, just ask for it, and Joan will take care of you.
Yep. And the other big thing that we have is the Eat for Your Goals course. Again, that's not a free course, but the challenge that comes along with it is free. And it gives you a ton of information. If you don't know what macros are, it breaks it down for you. Helps you understand what a macro is and why they're important, and different things, not just food, but different things that go into your progress, such as stress and sleep, and how to kind of manage that a little better as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Did we mention the meal prep guide?
I had not mentioned that one yet. Nope. So meal prep guide.
Yeah, if you want the meal prep guide, it's also free, and it will help you with meal prep. Yeah.
All these freebies today, guys.
Yeah,
all you do is comment below, and we want you to be successful. Whether you're an active client, whether you're a previous client, whether you've never trained with us or been with us at all, we want you to be successful, and that's why we have these resources. And then Adele, you also have this fantastic blog as well. That goes over a lot of different aspects that go into long-term success. It's not just food. I mean, food is a huge portion of being successful, but it's your habits, it's your lifestyle, it's your stress, it's your sleep. All of that factors into it. And there's just a ton of information on that blog.
Thank you. Yeah, the blog is all about health and wellness and nutrition and mindset and habits. So definitely have a look at that. It's adelefrizzell.com/blog. And if you're looking for a certain topic like caffeine, Is it bad for you? Is it good for you? Just type in the word caffeine and you'll see some articles on that. Well, I think that's it today.
I think so. Thanks for showing up. Congratulations again, Cynthia, for winning that Amazon gift card. We do appreciate all the support you guys have given us entering into that contest and making it possible for us to have that customizable link for YouTube. That's really going to be a game changer. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we appreciate you. We're at almost 2,000 members. I think we're just shy like 30 people to hit 2,000 as well. So this group is growing because of you. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll catch you next week for our next Facebook Live.
Bye, guys.
Everybody.